Oh man, we live now. Well, I'm going live. Oh, let me turn off the TV before I go live and y'all hear how the Suns just got ran at. Oops, I do. Yeah. Anyways, I'm live. Yo, what up? Good evening. Um, yeah, I was gonna do this with Black Gems. It's like a Black Gems thing, but it's not. It's really, I guess, it's both. Anyways, felt that I should go live. Just because, man, I just read some dope stuff and I just kind of almost want to share it with the world. Hey, if I can. Never read this book. This is probably one of the best books I read. I'm only like 40 pages in. 7 Principles for Making Marriages Work. And I'm in here reading this and it is blowing my mind. The myths that are out there about marriage and showing just about relationships, period. Like this can be related to other things than marriage, but they're talking about marriage. And it is blowing my mind. And I'm like, I need to call my wife right now and apologize for something and just tell her how much I appreciate her. And Jesus Christ. But anyways, this book is just so good. I just have to share it with somebody. I gotta tell somebody. But I haven't forgot that I owe everybody a review for Tamika Mallory book, for D.L. Hughley book, How Not to Get Shot by the Police. And I gotta give one Caesar his book that wrote with DJ Envy. I forgot what the name of his book is, but I owe you guys a review for that. Just to give you some keys of what he was, how he built his real estate empire. But anyways, I gotta tell y'all what's going on with this. I just got to 7 principles. The first thing that just kind of killed me was they talked about like the myths of marriages, of why they work and why they don't work. But I'll go with the first one. Um, Hey, what's going on, Pat? Welcome. I'm just on here live, just talking about this book that I read. So I'm still in it. I'm only 40 pages in. But anyways, um, they say the best marriages, it's not about money or riches or smart or stupid. It's just about emotional intelligence. They said those who have that have like the strongest, long lasting relationships. Right. Cliche, right? Sounds cliche. Oh man, they get into it. Like, what does that mean? Um, and another thing that they said, first of all, let me say not they, but John Gottman, and he gives a shout out to his wife as well. He says that that friendship is like the core to marriage. So deep and intimate friendships is what make it last long. And that sounds so cliche, but I swear, if you ever think about when your relationship goes bad or something, I always think of what Tiff always says. She says, man, our best times in our marriage was when we first met each other because we were like the best of friends. And I remember that, you'd be talking on the phone till 5 in the morning. And I mean, that's a little, y'all know how it go. You do that in the beginning of things, but just talking and just being friends, just open dialogue and talking, getting to know each other, hearing each other's ambitions and goals and dreams. It's off the chain. But friendship is deep and intimate. Friendship is the key to a successful marriage, according to this book. Anyway, it's a little late, so I don't expect nobody to be on this live, but this is almost therapeutic since I'm nuggy sleep. I'm home by myself because the girlies are out of town and I'm reading the book and the game is going off. and I took a nap. But anyways, they said myths. This would mess me up. Well, let's not say myths. In the beginning, they talked about 67% of, I guess, a 40-year period of divorce. 67% of people get divorced in a 40-year span of marriage. And they said in the second marriage, it is 10% higher. Yeah, it's 10% higher than the first marriage if you ever get remarried. So 77% of second marriages actually go through divorce. That is high. Yo, that's crazy. Anyways, continuing on. So another myth that they talk, well, let's not go into the myths yet. Yo, what up, Tone? I'm just on here going live just cause. But I'm reading this book right now. Oh, you can probably benefit from this. And you're a reader? So check this out, 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work. So you're not married yet, but you can relate this to all sorts of relationship stuff. So this is kind of dope though. I'm just sharing, and this is almost therapeutic just to get this off. But anyways, they said the saddest reasons why marriage dies is because people realize the value of it. Like, it's too late. Like, they did it after the marriage is already over. So that 67% of marriages go in divorce in, 40, it's within the first 7 years. 67% in 7 years. And in the second marriage, it's 10% higher in your second marriage. So getting divorced only to one day probably get remarried, that ain't probably going to work. That's pretty much what he's saying. And that's fucked up for people who struggling in their first marriage. And they say one of the saddest reasons is that people realize it after the papers are already signed. And, you done divvied up, you done sold the house, you done divvied up the couch and everything and all that other stuff. And by then it's too late, and people just realize after they start paying rent, you was going half on rent, and now you got to pay that full $1,000 rent, and now it's over. So they said that was a big thing. And they said staying in an unhappy marriage can increase the chances of you getting sick. So like, it's better to get, they said it's better to have a happy divorce now, but what divorces are happy, right? Than to stay in an unhappy marriage. And I guess how I took that is, at least for me, it was better to break things off with my baby mama that I did not love early on than try to stay with her till now. None. Stay with her now and just be miserable. They say that kind of, can make you sick. So you got increased stress hormones in your body that cause all sorts of things, cancers and ulcers and headaches and getting fat, all sorts of stuff. Anyways, this all like cliche stuff. Don't let kids, decide the marriage. But they say those same stress hormones are being found in the kids where their parents are going in an unhappy marriage and divorce, and things of that nature. So they find these same symptoms in the kids. So that trauma is carrying down to the kids. So, you got to be careful of that. I wrote a lot of notes. I swear to God, I'm writing notes and the shit is like page 4, page 5, page 6. I'm damn near rewriting the book. Like, this is crazy. But I don't want to forget this stuff, and I want to be able to quote these things because ain't nobody gonna listen to this damn video. All right, that's not important. Oh, they talk about let me get into the myths because this is what really fucked me up. It says common interest matters. Like if y'all both like to kayak or something like that. It was like if you enjoying each other kayaking and y'all just peacefully going down the river and just enjoying that experience, that's great. They said, yeah, common interest can also be, I guess the toxic side of it is if you looking at them like they're not doing the stroke right, or what they say, like the J stroke or something like that. So y'all do the same things, but y'all criticizing each other about how that's going instead of just enjoying the experience of doing something together. It's almost like watching a Netflix movie, like you complaining about like their reactions and like, damn, you keep talking during the movie, but y'all both like the movie. So that was interesting. They said, shoot, it said something about quid pro quo. If you're counting things, if you're counting how many times somebody didn't clean something, if you're counting the amount of times that somebody didn't mop up or do something after themselves, that's a signal that you have a deeper issue going on, that's unresolved. It ain't got shit to do with this cleaning the counter or whatever that you're complaining about. It's usually something different. You're usually, I guess, mad at something about their character or something of that. So if you are counting favors, if you're counting how many times somebody chip in on something, or how many times if you're counting how many times someone paid for the bill, or any kind of counting or keeping track of something, that means your marriage is in trouble, your relationship is in trouble, and that you need to try to look at the deeper issue of why you're mad, because it's not about that issue that you're complaining about. So that was interesting. Let's talk about a myth is avoiding conflict will ruin a marriage. That is a myth, according to this book. And I guess they say it don't matter if you complain, if you argue a lot with one another, or some people avoid conflict and they don't talk about these things. They go to the mall or they go play basketball and they come back and they, maybe they never talked about this at all, but they come back and they had an example in the book where those people who did that, they had a successful marriage. But they also had an example of another couple that, they arguing like crazy, but they talking about it immediately. That's their strategy. And they said neither one, it didn't matter for either one. The thing that they needed to do was just be on the same accord and, how they want to communicate. So if they want to just go their separate ways and they're cool with that, then that's okay. If they want to argue out and duke it out right there, that's okay. The problem is if one person wants to talk and the other person wants to run away or go, I'm not run away, but, avoid the conversation and do something else, that's when you have the conflict. So avoiding conflict is not going to ruin the message. It's not being on the same accord, whether you're going to avoid it or you're going to talk about it. And that's one of the myths. Say another myth was affairs are the root cause of divorce. Said that was a myth. Usually not about the sex, but about the closeness, respect, attention, concern, friendship, support, and understanding. So basically, they were saying it's not the actual affair. Essentially, is what caused the affair. Usually it said the affairs are usually lack of friendship and lack of caring and lack of concern for the other person and closeness. So it's not the actual action, it's the, their friendship. Did you care about me kind of thing? Usually that's why people can get over affairs if they have a strong connection with each other and they know they can get past it, or they know that they can still remain friends after that. But I guess I'm still reading about all this stuff, so I'm no expert. I'm just telling you what the book is saying. But they're saying if affair is causing is ruining the relationship, it's not the affair. If you can't get past it, your friendship was messed up before all of that. So Go figure. They also said that women affairs have slightly increased more than men, exceeded those of men. And it's not based around men are predators or men are this or women are that. Yo, what up, Phil? Don't worry about this. This little cousin don't need to be on this live list about marriage and relationships. But they talk about matter of fact, this is just too late to even be talking about this. Like, who the hell cares about this shit? Anyways, what was I saying? They talking about women seeming to have more affairs than men, slightly. And the reason is not gender specific. It don't matter about the gender, but it's really the opportunity, right? So a lot of women back in the days, they work from home and they always tended to the kids and blah, 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 just the roles in society. So they didn't have the opportunity to go out there and see what the world hitting for, what's in these streets. But now that women are, taking care of themselves and they go out to work and more independent, blah, 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 and not having like a grandma, like 10 kids and all that type of stuff. The opportunity is more there for women to actually have affairs. So I thought that was interesting though, because it wasn't based off gender. And that was the myth that, men are they just out here thirsty, you know what I'm saying? And they can't be with one person. So that was a nice myth. And I think what's impressive about this book and why I'm listening to it, first, it was recommended by a therapist, and two, all of this is like backed by science, like testing and data. And the author tells himself that he had to strip away his own ideologies and what he thought was going to happen, and he had to just look at what the data is telling him, and that was to be true and not necessarily what he had made up in his mind. But I guess that's the point of studies, right? Anyways, he said 9 months was the magic number. So in 9 months, if you do his program or you listen to these 7 principles of making marriage work, and in 9 months, that's when it usually clicks. So after 9 months, if it doesn't work by then it's a wrap. But in 9 months, if it does work and you follow these principles, you will have an everlasting marriage. And this is 9 months after whatever therapy you attend to. So I thought that was pretty dope. Because you think, how long do I need to be in therapy, or how long? Or you looking at timetables and stuff like that. How many sessions do I need and all that kind of stuff. And right after therapy, it's just supposed to work. And he's saying that's not the case. 9 months is the magic number. All right. Said happy marriages are based in deep friendships, knowing each other intimately. So what that looks like is, their likes, like their dislikes, their personality quirks, their hopes, and their dreams. And I think in the beginning of relationships, why they work so well is because you're trying to find out all of those things. You are trying to get to know like their likes and their dislikes and try to figure out their personality. So they're talking about it. You're open to listening to their like who they are and what makes them tick. And you want to hear their dreams and their ambitions. Like, what are you about? And now that I'm thinking about my relationship, I'm almost thinking like, sometimes I wonder like, yeah, what are your dreams? Are they the same, from a couple months ago? What has changed? I know what your job is and what you want to accomplish at work, but, have you abandoned your dreams, or what are your dreams? And maybe she said it because I do a lot of talking, but you never know. Never know. Said, so this is all stuff from the book. I mean, I'm not finna go through all of this, man, but I'm just kind of excited that I'm reading this book. It's actually keeping my mental in a good space because I am bored right now. I am so freaking bored. So I am so used to this house being full of people. So not full, but wife is here, Jaden is here, and Nuggie. Well, Nuggie sleep, so now it's just me, and I ain't got nothing to do. I can't leave the house because, whatever. And, I've been really excited about reading books. So I supplement reading books for playing video game and watching Netflix. So this is my new hobby for now. But, kind of bored. When I'm not, texting or talking to my wife, my phone is dry. Or if I'm not doing alpha work, which I've been not doing a thing lately. So, things have been dry. And I can't work out right now. It's too late. So, hence why I am going live. So don't judge me. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for talking anything about my relationship on the gram. But yeah, just wanted to share. Yo, what up, Zoe? What are you still doing up? 11:30. Go sleep. But anyways, I think I'm done with this live. I just talked for like 30 minutes about relationships. Bottom line, just get this book and just start reading. Even if you're not in a marriage, just get this to improve your relationships. Bro, you know me. I know you up. I know you up. We got to work tomorrow. Well, no, you have to work tomorrow. I called off. Look, I told them I'm exhausted. They wearing me out at work. I'm not going to lie to you. They had me do another project or answer another email. You really tuned into this one? Oh, yeah. Well, I'll just post it, Say we talking about relationships. I am really talking about relationships. Actually, you know what? You can benefit a lot from this, considering, we need you, Clint. No, y'all don't. I'm done. I need a whole week off of vacation from work. I'm not gonna lie to you. Work is draining the hell out of me. And that week you was gone, oh my God, thank God Danielle got that mailbox, because them people, they mind gone. Asking them stupid questions in that mailbox. It's like that mailbox is like a suggestion box. Like, damn, y'all should know this. What do y'all get paid for? Anyways, I'm logging off though, Zoe. Holla at your boy.